Hey, shalom, shalom. Ah, man, let's get into it. All right. First and foremost, giving all praises, honor, and glory be to the Heavenly Father and His Son, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Wakakwadash, and double honors to the apostles, elders, and bishops of the Great Millstone, which rule well and teach well and sincerely taught us this truth. And shalom to the Lord, to the full elect. All right. What you just heard me say are the true names of the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit. Once again, Yahweh is the Father's name. That means He is, He exists. Yahweh Shai is the Son's name. That means He saves, He delivers. Ooh, Slakia. Water. All right. Yahweh Shai is the Son's name. That means He saves, He delivers, or He is salvation. And Rakah Kodash means a spirit that's holy, a spirit that's set apart. All right. So those are the true names you want to call upon. All right. When you go to your power, when you call upon your power and you praise and worship your power. Okay. Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai Ba'ashem, Kodash. According to Acts 4 and 12, according to Matthew 1 and 21, Proverbs 30 and 4, Proverbs 18 and 10, shoot, we can go on and on. All right, we done broke down the names many of times. Okay, so it's important to know those names and to call and live by those names, right? Now, this lesson I want to entitle basically is The Internet is Fragile, okay? And as you can see on the screen, the internet doesn't run on Wi-Fi. It runs under the ocean. All right, exactly. And we're going to go into it a little bit off these slides that this Instagram post has. Just to explain that the internet could be cut off. And it most likely will be cut off. Okay. It'll be the last resort, but it'll be a means to control. Okay. It's a massive function. The internet is a massive function. Everybody uses it on this planet, right? It's also how finances move and news, propaganda, a lot of this stuff. So if they're setting up a different system and they could cut some cables or they could cut the internet off, which they've done before. They've hacked, they went into this, they've done that. They've been experimenting with that. We've seen that over the times. Hey, TikTok being easily shut off, Instagram being shut off, Facebook being shut off, right? So you've seen that type of stuff happen before. So it's not far-fetched. It's not like it can't happen, right? We know that they might bring blackouts and stuff of that nature, but we gonna trust in Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah. Now let's go into this real quick. 99% of the internet runs through undersea cables, not satellites. Okay? You got these cables that's in the Baltic Sea, that's over there in the Mediterranean Sea. They're all over this planet, as this post is going to show you. And most people don't know that the internet is mainly cables. Okay? 800,000 miles of cables connect continents across the ocean floor. Right? So countries have done this to connect each other. Now, if these cables get cut, let's say just one simple cable over here gets cut, that connects to a cable that's going from Africa to South America, then internet from those regions are going to be cut. So this is important to know that the internet is indeed fragile, man. Google owns 30 plus submarine cables powering search, YouTube, and cloud. Right? So that's why, man, hey, let's go to Amos real quick. Because we letting you know this is the time that you need to be researching and studying, man. Okay? This is the time you need to be watching the videos. Because everything is about to disappear. This is Amos 8 and 11. Behold, the days come, saith Yahweh power, that I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread, nor a thirst for water, but of hearing the words of Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai. Okay? So he's going to take away the access to this truth. That means he's going to take away the prophets. Okay? He's going to take away the understanding. He's going to seal it again in a sense. But the prophets, the ones that have the understanding, the ones that went forth to learn and to grow and to understand and to listen, they're going to still have the understanding. But these individuals out there that forsaked it and didn't care, you're going to what? And they shall wander from sea to sea, and from the north even to the east. They shall run to and fro to seek the word of Yahweh and shall not find it. So that's what you're going to do. Okay? You're not going to have the truth, man. You're going to, let's go to Isaiah, as it states right here in verse 3. And the spirit of Egypt shall fail in the midst thereof, and I will destroy the counsel thereof, and they shall seek to the idols, and to the charmers, and to them that have familiar spirits, and to the wizards. You're going to seek those around you that are still out there doing this, still out there talking and whatever. When, hey, we're gonna get the understanding to go to shut up, to be quiet, you know. And the Egyptians will I give over into the hand of a cruel lord, and a fierce king shall rule over them, saith Yahweh, Yahweh of hosts. So that's DJT right now, right? So in a sense, this is happening because a lot of people aren't listening, and they're trying to shut down the Bible. They're trying to shut down the preaching. They're shadow banning. That's a form of the feminine of the word. Being shadow banned, where the pages aren't being pushed out and people aren't getting the information easily accessible, you know? So it's going to get to a point where they're going to have to, shut the whole internet down. Going back, Meta built a 28,000 mile cable connecting 3 continents, as you can see. So these cables are important, man. 99% of the internet runs on cables. Right? Microsoft built one of the fastest cables between the US and Europe. Right? Telecom companies like NTT, Orange, and China Telecom control global infrastructure. Right? You see these cables running back and forth, running across, running here and there. Okay, that's what's going on. Every click you make travels thousands of miles under the ocean. That's pretty much it. Yep. So let's go get right here. It says a total permanent global internet shutdown is highly unlikely, but we know, right, that hey, in the kingdom it ain't gonna be no internet, man. Okay, we're gonna have something brand new, something far greater than radiation and stuff that's poisoning you and all of that. Right, it's a whole new system, a whole new society. So everything that Esau was the dust of Esau, that shit is gonna be over with. A total permanent global internet shutdown is highly unlikely, but severe prolonged outages are possible due to cyber attacks, solar flares, or physical damage to undersea cables. Such an event would cause immediate financial market freezes, communication blackouts, and critical infrastructure failure, with recovery potentially taking weeks or months. Perfect time for them to implement a digital system and get it back up running. And then to have that digital system running, and this will be the new thing. And this has no possibility of cyber attacks messing with it. Okay, you get the chip in your hand, no possibility of cyber attacks taking it down. You understand that? So, like I said, it's going to be orchestrated, order out of chaos. Okay. The often difficult process of creating structure, clarity, and stability from confusion, disorganization, or uncertainty is a concept applied to personal productivity, particularly for ADHD, neurodivergent individuals, etc., etc. But it's also what? It's a Masonic term. Okay? Ordo a chaos is a Latin phrase meaning order out of chaos, famously adopted as a motto of the 33rd degree of the Scottish Rite of Freemasonry. It signifies the transformation of confusion or disorder into structure, wisdom, and clarity, often symbolizing the refinement of the individual from a rough state into a polished one. That's what Esau believes that they're about to do. They're taking this earth from a rough state into a polished one by unaliving billions of people, bringing upon a new system, a one world government. Okay, one world religion, one world judicial system, one world banking system. Okay, that's what they want to bring, one world government. Period. NWO. Right? And they're gonna have to what? They're gonna have to black out a couple of people that got to take information. They already been scrubbing the internet. Okay, taking certain things off the internet and changing phrases. They've been changing dictionaries, changing words for decades, man. Actually, centuries. All right, starting when they came into power around the 1400s. They've been changing words and definitions of those words. You know what I'm saying? So the internet is a powerful tool, and we know knowledge shall be increased. It's being increased upon the earth. Knowledge, in that sense, Yahweh is pouring out his spirit, and it's widely being pushed on the internet, right? So Esau is going to try to fight that and shut down the internet or limit that knowledge being pushed out. But hey, if you're supposed to get it, you're going to get it. You know what I'm saying? It's nothing that can hold you back from this truth. All right? So, furthermore, let's go over to Revelations, because it's all prophecy. Revelations 13:16, and he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a charagma in their right hand or in their foreheads. So this has to be implemented. How is it going to be pushed out? How are you going to get the updates and knowing that this is where you get it and knowing this is where it happens, et cetera, et cetera? The internet, the phones. Internet is connected to the phones. Your signal is connected to the phones, right? Everything is connected. It's all about a grid. They want to put you on a grid, and that no man might buy or sell. It's talking about being on a digital grid. Save he that have the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. So you have to align and get on this grid. Verse 15, and he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. So if you don't want to align and get with this system, they ain't going to take you out, man. It's mandatory. Okay? You got to get with this system. That's what they're going to tell you. All right? You got to get on the grid so they can track you via the internet. You know? So like we saying, they could shut it down for a time period, bring it back up, ready, MOTB ready. Okay? We just had to tweak some things, make it where hackers that they're going to push their own selves, all right, can't hack it anymore. I'm looking at Rockstar, GTA 6 crew. They got hackers that hacked them, they said, and they released some information yesterday. And I'm like, well, it's kind of, funny that your game is releasing in November, and now you got hackers releasing all this information. It's building hype for you, and it's, et cetera, et cetera. We're not slow, we're not stupid, right? Order out of chaos. The Edomites love to use it. They'll give you a fake story, a false story. They'll run it. It's a narrative. You know what I'm saying? So, when the internet does go down, all right, things of that nature, pray. We get used to living without it, man. Okay, I tell you this, man. On the ship, in warfare in general, right? When we was out to sea, being in the military, for my brothers that's did the service and all that, you go months without internet, man. You go months without communication with your loved ones and all of that, or just be through email, right? So we spoiled right now. Remember those days when you didn't have no internet. You didn't have nothing, you know what I'm saying? You just had to sit with yourself and talk and pray and understand and learn and grow. And it's good for you, man. It's better for you. All right? Communicate. Okay? The internet and a lot of social media makes us less social. Social media makes us less social. You know what I'm saying? That's wild. But that's the truth. Okay? So, hey, man, with that being said, pray this was an edifying lesson, giving all praise, honor, and glory be to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Kakadash. Double honors to the apostles, elders, and bishops of the great millstone, which rule well and teach well and sincerely taught us this truth. And shalom to the Lord's hopeful elect. As always, Salaki. As always, Kwam Yasha Allah and Abad Babal. Shalom, shalom.